Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is Brother Bar Ra from GMS Chicago, back with a quick lesson. I'm going to just go into this article because we are in the times of prophecy, all right? This is what it's all about, okay? And these plagues that are hitting the earth, and I'm going to deal with the coronavirus, which they've gave a new name to even let you know that this thing is more serious than Esau is letting on, right? Now, this is an article from NPR, which says how COVID-19 kills, right? It says the new coronavirus disease can take a deadly turn. So now they've renamed this coronavirus COVID-19, and I haven't really went into what that means, but I'm gonna just read some of this article. It says more than 1,300 people, almost all in China, have now died from COVID-19, the newly minted name for the coronavirus disease first identified in Wuhan, China, that has infected more than 55,000 people. Yet, according to the World Health Organization, the disease is relatively mild in 80% of the cases. So if it's so mild, if it's so trivial, why is it such a big thing, man? Why is it such a big push? Why are they forcibly taking people out of their homes and apartments and carrying them away to quarantine systems, centers? If this thing is so mild and it's so irrelevant, a lot of times you got to watch what people do, all right? The hell with the rhetoric, the hell with the talking points, but really watch what people do, actions, right? It says, based on preliminary data from China, what does mild mean? And how does this disease turn fatal? The first symptoms of COVID-19 are pretty common with respiratory illnesses. Fever, a dry cough, and shortness of breath, says Dr. Carlos Del Rio, a professor of medicine and global health at Emory University, who has consulted with colleagues treating coronavirus patients in China and Germany. All right. Some people also get a headache, sore throat. He says fatigue has been reported, less commonly diarrhea. It may feel as if you have a cold, or it may feel that flu-like feeling like being hit by a train. So you got so many symptoms that they just listed. They don't know who got it and who doesn't get it, right? But let me keep reading. It says doctors say that those patients with milder symptoms should check in with their physician to make sure their symptoms don't progress to something more serious, but they don't require major medical intervention. But the new coronavirus attacks the lungs, so I guess that's where they upping this thing, as though it's mutated to COVID-19. Right? In about 20% of patients, infections can get more serious. So I forgot what the first mortality or fatality rate that they give infectious diseases, meaning what percent that it can actually kill people in. But now they're saying about 20% patients, infections get more serious as the virus enters the lungs and starts to replicate, destroying the cells, explains Dr. Yoko Furuya, an infectious disease specialist at Columbia University Irving Medical Center. Because our body senses all of those viruses as basically foreign invaders, that triggers our immune system to sweep in and try to contain and control the virus and stop it from making more and more copies of itself, says Ferreira. It says the system response to this invader can also destroy lung tissue, cause inflammation, and the end result can be pneumonia. That means the air sacs in the lungs become inflamed and filled with fluid, making it harder to breathe. Del Rio says these symptoms can also make it harder for the lungs to get oxygen to your blood, potentially triggering a cascade of problems. The lack of oxygen leads to more inflammation, more problems in the body. Organs need oxygen to function. So when you don't have oxygen there, your liver dies and your kidney dies, he says. So this thing can actually kill major organs within the body. All right. That what seems to be happening in the most severe cases, about 3% to 5% of patients end up in intensive care, according to the WHO, right? So this is what this guy is touting, man. This is only 3 to 5%, but if it's only 3 to 5%, why is it such a big uproar about this coronavirus? If it's simply like people just getting the common cold or flu for a couple days, they're really going all out with this thing. And just to add to the spirit, or what's really going on behind the scenes, this is from The Hill. It says Pentagon to provide military installations near 11 major airports for corona quarantine. And this is in the US, man, and this is from the Pentagon. So for something that's so mild, something that's so trivial, something that only affects 3 to 5%, which they're saying could lead to the lungs not being able to operate correctly, or organs shutting down, you have to really see their actions, man. Why are they setting up 11 major airports? Not even airports, 11 major military bases for quarantine centers. Let me read a little bit of this. It says the Department of Health and Human Services has asked the Pentagon to find military installations near 11 airports that could potentially house up to 220 U.S. citizens quarantined due to the novel coronavirus, according to the Defense Department, right? So the Defense Department is giving this directive, right, that the Health and Human Services has to carry out, right? It says the statement notes that the military facilities would house up to 20 people each as they undergo a period of quarantine observation, but would be third in line to place individuals, as HHS already has primary and secondary locations identified that are not DoD facilities, man. So why are you bringing these people to air bases, man? All right, if it's so mild, if it's so not deadly, right? So something doesn't add up. Let me get a couple scriptures. I didn't ramble long enough. This is 2 Ezra 15:5. It says, behold, the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, a sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord power, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Right? This is a time of judgment. And this coronavirus is straight a judgment, man, because what I learned today, that the elder Malcolm, head of our camp, brought out, that this virus can survive up to 14 days on different surfaces. Let's say a doorknob, let's say a rail on the staircase, or wherever, man, wherever people on the train seat, all right, or whatever, it can actually sit there and cling on to the next person. So this thing is really spreading. Okay, it says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So, right, who's the souls of the just, man? All right, you got brothers that have passed, they're in the spirit world talking to the Most High. Then you have brothers that's on the earth right now, the prophets, all right, according to the scriptures, to say, give him no rest to what? To establish Israel appraising the earth again. So we constantly crying out to the Heavenly Father, man, to come back and set up his kingdom, to come back and give judgment to these people out here. And this coronavirus is one of these judgments, all right, that is taking place. So we have not seen the last of this story, right? We have not seen the last of this story, and who knows about these numbers, man? Because the reaction out of China, man, is devastating. Factories closing down, manufacturing plants, and everything is manufactured over there. That's going to have a lingering effect on the world economy, because everything is connected, right? So it says in the United States, the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus has remained at 11 throughout the week. So if it's only 11 throughout the week, why are you setting up Pentagon approved military installation bases to quarantine people at? Are you expecting it to be more? So what's really going on? Right? What's really going on? So you got to start adding these things up, man. But that's the point that you know, of these articles. But I'll try to put the titles so you can look them up for yourself. But with that, I want to give all praises, glories, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and Shalom.